Well, it's probably prepared you pretty well now for what we're all going through, which is isolation and no more isolated place on Earth than Antarctica. Tell us about some of the things that got you through that 18 months that are lessons for us now.
It was tough, but as you can imagine, it was the interpersonal stuff that was the toughest. So the environment's harsh, no doubt about it. Minus 35 degrees, blizzard, it's dark for months of the year. That's harsh. But living so closely with people with no privacy, the boredom, the mundane nature, it's pretty similar to what we're going through now. And a few things that helped us, one of the things that we did was we had a rule called no triangles. And no triangles just simply means I don't speak to you about Luke. If I have something to say to Luke, I go direct to him. I don't take it to a third party. And it built respect in the team, but it also meant when we're under pressure, when you're under stress, the last thing you need to worry about is somebody complaining about you behind your back. So just that one simple tool of no triangles was one thing to build respect in the team and keep us sane. The other thing I'm doing with my family is, I call it the bacon wars, and it really was. It was a fight in Antarctica about whether bacon should be cooked soft or crispy. And when I got to the bottom of it, I realised that one team thought the other team was deliberately cooking the bacon the opposite way to irritate them. And I thought, wow, this is not about bacon, it's about respect. They're feeling disrespected. So I started identifying all these little things that happen in any team that irritate people, and it's because they're a symptom of a deeper issue. So when I had to start sharing this office with my husband, we had to have a conversation early on about things that might irritate in this shared space and get in front of those bacon wars and actually solve them before they become a big issue, because the last thing you want is it festering and then people getting anxious about it and then they explode and you're like, wow, where did that come from?
Well, Rachel, I feel like I've got my version of the bacon wars at home. We're having so many more family dinners and it's brilliant and beautiful, but they all want to sit in the same chair at dinner time. So that turns into a ripping pre-dinner fight. How do you go about fixing that one?
That's a classic. It's a classic bacon war, and it's the same as people who take the car out and bring it back without petrol in it, or people who leave wet towels lying around. The only way to broach it, or the best way I found to broach it, was to talk about respect. So I've got stepchildren, and they'd put the dirty dishes in the sink when the dishwasher is right there, and I'd say, please, can you just put the dirty dishes in the dishwasher? But it was only when I said, look, I feel like you think your time's more important than my time. When you do that, I feel like you expect me to pick up because you think your time's more important. It was only when I talked about respect that the sort of penny dropped and it clunked into place. So I think if you talk about it as an issue around respect, not chairs or dirty coffee mugs or petrol, then, yeah, people seem to get it a bit more then when they understand why it's irritating you so much.
And what did you learn about yourself as a leader, Rachel? Suddenly 18 people are looking at you 24/7 and picking your cues as to how to behave in Antarctica under those trying conditions. What did you learn about yourself?
So a couple of things I did to keep myself sane. One of the things was I was really great friends with one of the other station leaders. So I'm at Davis Station. I was really great friends with the leader at Mawson Station, 1,500 kilometres away. I could never see him, but I could pick up the phone and talk to him and say, mate, I'm dealing with they're fighting about who put the milk jug back into the fridge without milk in it. And he'd say, oh, mate, we had that fight last week. This week they're fighting about who made up the orange juice concentrate incorrectly. And it was such a relief that someone knew what I was going through. So that peer support was so important to let me know, wow, it's not my leadership, it's just human nature. We all experience this. The other thing that really helped me, and I would never have thought to do it, it's just that one of my mentors suggested it, was I kept a journal. I actually wrote in a journal every night, and that was really helpful to get emotion out so that I slept better.
The analogies with, I suppose, living in Antarctica are quite profound at the moment. What would you say to people how to get through this situation?
Talking to people now about coming out the other side, and when we come out the other side, people will respond differently to noise, for example, or choice, or even physical contact. There's people who've been on their own, living on their own for a month, 5 or 6 weeks, and not even a handshake. And so I think as a team, as a community, we just need to understand that people are reacting differently, and we will continue to react differently, and that's okay because we are different, and what stresses one person might not stress someone else out. So just being mindful of that and understanding that, I think, is going to be our biggest strength going forward.